males, that's boys and men, aged between 15 and 49, have had sexual intercourse with women who are not their wives. And then which is the other one, the other fact that we have to know about the use of condoms?
That the men don't want to use them between the ages of 15 and 49. Let me pull
15 and 49.
Let me pull that
information says Warrior Simu.
Yes. So we've got that one there, but there's another statistic about the number of males, the percentage who actually use condoms in engaging in sex. Over 50%, that's the stats of males 15 to 49, I believe, currently don't use condoms when they engage in sexual activity. Let me pull that up.
So I want that data. It's important that we situate the conversation very well.
Let me get that out. Bear with me.
We're discussing, is your sex protected? And that's what we are discussing this morning. And we will get in touch with our doctor and also to understand why people take the decisions that they take. But just so you know, 7 million males aged between 15 and 49 have had sex or sexual intercourse with people who are not their wives. Yeah? About 7 million. Did you find that? Have you found it?
Okay, so this one here reads, and there's a lot of reaction online. A survey by the Ghana Statistical Service indicates that 7 out of 10 men, so 70% of males between ages 15 to 49 engage in unprotected sex. This is coming from the Director General of the Ghana AIDS Commission.
Say it again.
So you have a survey by the Ghana Statistical Service indicates that 7 out of 10 men, 70% of men, engage in unprotected sex. 70%. Unprotected.
How many people?
70% of males have admitted
in this country
to not using condoms.
70% of males,
yes,
they have sexual intercourse without condoms.
That's right.
No
According
protection
to the GSS. No protection.
Look, brothers, why do people do that? Why do people do that? I can't believe it. Do you believe this statistic?
Oh, I believe it.
You do?
I believe it. I believe it. And I believe it because of the conversations that I have. This is a topic that is also quite dear to my heart, the stigma that surrounds STDs and STIs, and how if we just get more information, we can eradicate a lot of the problems that we're seeing. Young people don't want to get tested, but are still engaging in unprotected sex. What that means simply is that infections are on the rise.
A sick generation and a sick society.
A sick generation. You have all manner of STIs that are going, even just park the HIV for 1 second, because that's also a big one that we have to look at. Syphilis, chlamydia, gonorrhea. And you know what? With these types of infections, the longer you allow it to stay in the body, the more the complications are. Something like chlamydia, especially for women, if you allow it to remain in the body, it can affect your reproductive system. Also with the males as well. We know that if you get, for example, chlamydia or gonorrhea, you go to a clinic, you get tested, you get some manner of antibiotics, you take it for a week, you go back, you get retested, the infection is no longer there, and you are not spreading it. But instead of just going to go and get checked, people are scared. They'll go to the clinic, they'll get checked, and they never go back for the results.
Yeah.
They never go back for the results because they are scared.
Information says yes. Dr. Omaima M. Arab is joining us on the phone line. She's a medical director, Greater Accra Regional Hospital. Doc, good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you here.
Same here. Thank you.
Doc, the revelations that are coming out from the Statistical Service, the Ghana AIDS Commission, do they shock you?
No, they don't.
Why don't they shock you?
All right, so the reason is that I've actually had many instances where patients came in, and I've actually had these revelations myself. Like they actually admit to not using contraception, so it's not news to me.
The numbers, they keep increasing year on year. For example, the numbers of people, 70% of males engage in sexual activity without condoms. But you and your other medical practitioners spend a lot of time talking about why condoms are important and etc., etc. Do you think you're working in vain?
No, I don't think it's in vain, but I think there are still some myths out there, and people stick to what they have friends or their age mates or their colleagues discuss amongst themselves over what health practitioners tell them. So that's one of the major challenges we are having. And you realize that many of them have misconceptions and have so many reasons for why they do not use it.
What are some of these myths that you have heard at first hand in the consulting room?
All right, so for many people, their major reason is pleasure, that it's more pleasurable without the use of contraception. For others, they've mentioned how they've used it and it has failed them, so they no longer believe in it, which actually is attributed to their maybe wrong use of the contraception method. And last but not the least, there is this misconception that if you use a condom with your partner, it means you don't love them or you don't trust them. So there's this kind of like wanting to build some form of trust between partners. So that's the more reason why they tend not to engage in that.
And again, there's also the problem of going to the counter to buy these contraceptives, particularly condom. A lot of people are shy because they say they will become a subject of conversation after they have left the pharmacy. Has that also come to your attention?
Well, I've had a couple of people raise that concern, but I think what we usually educate people on is the fact that these things are, usually displayed. You don't really have to mention this is what you want to buy if you're actually shy. All you have to do is just point, I want this, and then you can just be offered it. However, so for people who sometimes feel shy, usually we recommend it doesn't necessarily have to be the same place you always purchase from. You can always buy it from a different place. Like if it's a once in a blue moon thing, no one's going to recognize you unless maybe it's a place in your area or something like that.
Now, for those who, for example, say it is because of pleasure, what advice do you have for them that, okay, they feel that when they wear condoms, they may not get the same pleasure that could be derived if they did it without a condom? What advice do you have for them?
Well, the only advice I can give is sometimes a moment of pleasure can cost you a lifetime of pain. So the best advice is, as long as you're not married to the person or you guys are not, exclusive when it comes to having sex, the best option is using a condom because it not just protects you against conceiving, but also against sexually transmitted infections, which is the major concern of the day. No longer pregnancy, people getting pregnant, but rather people contracting conditions such as HIV, which is on the rise at the moment because of people failing to use condoms.
But Doc, people are more concerned these days about pregnancy than they are concerned about STIs because when you have a baby out of wedlock or you are not married and then you get pregnant, people start looking at you with a certain scorn. Is that not the case?
Yes, actually, you're 100% right. And I think the reason is that the pregnancy usually announces itself that you are actually pregnant. Unlike HIV, no one's going to know you have it unless you tell them. Because if you're on medications for life, you will just be like any other person. No one will actually know until you actually decide to open up to someone and inform them that you're actually positive. So yes, they are scared of the pregnancy because it shows out there. The world will know, unlike HIV.
Right. Now, again, you find a lot more women buying pregnancy test kits and then also the morning pill, as they call it. So it also goes to show that, well, then the women are in collaboration with the men not to use protection. Can we say that?
Well, to some extent. But yet again, I think a lot of women do not patronize the ideal family planning methods, which are supposed to be methods that are chosen and then you go by them. The morning after pill is supposed to be only an emergency contraceptive, which is used once in a blue moon, not on a regular basis. However, unfortunately, the order of the day has become that maybe roughly after every unprotected sex, a woman opts for the emergency contraceptive pill, which is a wrong use of that method.
The use of condoms is not just restricted to males. Female condoms also are available. Do we have women demanding for female condoms?
Yes, but not as much as the male.
And why is that?
I think it's, from my perspective, I think it's more, society sees it as it's a male responsibility, not a female responsibility to do that. So that's why mostly it's pushed on the men more of the women.
Whose decision should it be in the nick of time to decide whether to use a condom or not? Should the woman insist that, okay, if you don't have it on, then nothing's going to happen? Or in the heat of things might just be allowed to fly? I mean, you can just look at the woman or look at the man and then do a quick HIV scan in your head and say the person is negative.
Well, that's never safe to say. And again, I think the decision should be a mutual decision, because whatever you guys are getting into, you're both going to get into it. So ideally, it should be a discussion a couple would have before engaging in any of that. And yet again, the best option, I still stand by the fact that contraception is the best option as long as a couple is not married or have not screened themselves.
Is society becoming tired of using condoms so that if there are other options, maybe the gentleman could be focusing more on that?
Unfortunately, yes, it appears as though society is getting tired of it. Unfortunately, there is no other option to prevent sexually transmitted infections. When it comes to conception, yes, there are 1,000 other methods. But when it comes to STI prevention, it's only the condom.
And so what dangers, for example, do people who refuse to use condoms bring onto themselves?
Well, besides the risk of conceiving, you're also at risk of contracting an STI, which are a lot of, and one most important one is HIV, which is not curable, but however can be managed with a lifetime of medications and comes with its own complications as well.
Doc, I'll leave you here, but if you had one advice to give the gentlemen, 70% of who decide not to use condoms, and then about 7 million men who are having sexual relations with women who are not their wives, what do you say to them?
What I'd say is no woman would offer sex for free. If it's free, there must be something behind it. Just take it.
Doc, say that again.
So what I'd say is that no woman offers sex for free. And if
Hello? Hello, Doc.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, your line was breaking. Say again, what were you saying?
Yes, so I was saying that no woman offers sex for free. And if a woman is actually offering sex for free, you should think about it and ask why she's doing that. There must be a reason behind it.
Maybe she likes you, or
no,
she wants to cohabit, or
it's really on the rise where ladies have contracted HIV and they are willing to give it out to men for free. Like, they don't want anything, just a sexual intercourse, and then that's it. You pick up the virus. So for a woman to offer you sex for free, think twice. That's all I would say.
And this is based on your interaction with people who...
Yes. People who have actually tested positive and are angry with the world because they want to take revenge and spread it to people. It's really difficult dealing with such people.
So they walk up to the men and offer sex for free?
Yes. I mean, it's a relationship. What's up? They're together, and then the next thing you know, she's giving it to you. She's moving on to the next person. Yes.
Wow. And that is happening as we speak?
Yes. It's happening as we speak.
Wow. So there's no free lunch anywhere, really?
No, there isn't.
I see. Doctor, I thank you very much. Dr. Omaima M. Arab. She's a medical doctor with the Ghana Greater Accra Regional Hospital, joining us here. Shocking revelation, if you ask me. Helen.
Very, very shocking. And actually, I'm quite surprised to hear Doc say this. I got tested last year sometime, and I always engage with the medical professionals when I'm there. Like I said, it's a subject that I'm passionate about. And actually, the person who conducted the test, they're not a doctor, but I forget I think they were a doctor. I was asking them, Hey, are young people getting tested? They say, yeah, they're coming, but when it's time for the results, they won't come. They don't like, but they are coming to get tested.
They just come to take the test and they vanish.
And then when it's time for the results, you can't find them. Move through. They won't come back. Yeah, because that testing center, you can wait for an hour and you get your results there. And then sometimes even less.
Some people just take the sample and run away.
They walk and say, my test, and then they go. Yeah. And then they just will not come back for the results. Every time I go there, there's a modest number of people there. But actually, what Doc was saying about people who are infected, who are angry with the world, is true. The doctor who actually took my blood sample the last time I went and got tested for, they do a package, you can get all manner of testings, said that he also has heard from men who have contracted the disease. He said big men who pick up, he said small girls, uni girls who have contracted it, who said, oh, they too, after all, if they have it, they also have no problems spreading it. So to also hear that the women are also, there are some women who are infected who are also feeling angry with the world, that's very scary. That means nobody is safe. That means on any side of it, nobody is safe. So you know what to do. Wrap up. If it's not on, it's not in.
I see.
My bedroom, one can't tell me some rubber. Oh, my time. Yata, you go doctor, no king time. We rap him, me number myself. And yeah, but you have it now with every time. Me no one can say, oh, mess up him. Number them who don't take that. I'm up for much of you.
You know what? Was it Obi or Lexi the comic? One of them. I mean, they'll be on our network on Friday,
right? That's
right. And they're beginning a new comedy show.
Yes.
You know how TikTok raps, right?
Oh, yeah.
One of them, I don't remember who said they put TikTok in the freezer before he comes out to rap. So he's always shivering. You gotta catch the guys, man. Friday, 7 p.m. sharp. They'll be on your radio. Yeah, Obi and Ponsa.
But you know, TikTok was at that event that we went to, the fashion show.
Yeah. Rhythms on the Runway.
Rhythms on the Runway. He's such a good performer. And when he started the Philomena, the crowd was going.
Charlie.
He needs to go and do. We need another All Stars 8 song. This time on, let's put Kim Promise on it. Let's put Kiddy there. Maybe Uyala, All Stars. We put Abiana there. And then we put all of them there. Anna.
Oh. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nanado. Welcome to another video. I'm with
Sarah David.
Yeah. Nanado here.
Belvin.
Nanado here. I'm with
Jeffrey.
Okay. What's up, YouTube? We're back again with another video. Condoms or no condoms?
No condoms.
Why?
I don't like restrictions on anything I do.
You don't like restrictions on anything you do?
Good. Very good.
You don't like restrictions on anything you do?
No.
Okay. Condoms or no condoms?
No condoms.
Why?
No condoms.
Why?
I just really like what I condoms they do. I know they be.
Look at you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Condoms or no condoms?
Oh, no condoms.
Why?
We want to enjoy their trouting, not with rabbits.
Alright, thank you very much. Alright, thanks. Question: condoms or no condoms?
Okay. It's gonna be in two scenarios. Now, if I'm married, no condoms. If I'm not married, condoms all the way.
I know, right? No child support.
No child support.
Condoms or no condoms?
For this Ghana, condoms.
Why?
Yeah, the other girls they eat some, so for use condoms like that. Hey, you know it's going on risk of getting 19 some with
we go get 19 some.
So, views from the streets, Ketsi and Ado TV says no condoms. Well, let's make a few calls. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. We've spoken about corruption today. We have also spoken about whether or not your sex is protected or otherwise. Johnny's Bites, Voice of the People.
Before you pick your first
call, football conversation with Honorable Kujato.
Before you were asking about female condom.
Yes. Have you seen some before?
I think they came and when we were in school, they came and gave us
some before.
Once they came and gave us some tutorial.
That's all you have seen.
What? No, but what is the point? Listen, I want our health professionals and our doctors to because without being too graphic. Even when you use the female condom, the way it is big like that, ultimately it will mimic a male condom. Am I lying? Please, health professionals, please give us a call, because I don't see the point of female condom. Look at think about the mechanism of how it works.
You don't see the use of?
Just use them. Why that big? It's like a big. Anyway, let me know. It's early.
Anyway, 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. How are you, boss?
Oh, Charlie, I'm great.
Great.
Johnny.
Yes, boss.
I think the corruption in this dispensation, let's be ready to think about it. You see, I agree with some of President Kufuor, who said retaliation.
Chief, you have to speak up for me, small. I can hardly hear.
I'm saying I agree with former President Kufuor. Corruption will not start today. Corruption starts from our own self. I am corrupt. We are corrupt. We are all corrupt. But I would put corruption right under the feet of journalists from the beginning. Because it started from journalists.
I see.
When someone probably is abusing office and the journalist goes trying to find information, the journalist goes there with good intention and comes up with a corrupt man. Why? Please, let's be real, this sort of things. When a young gentleman or someone just started his hip hop things, see what comes into your mind. You need to get this, you need to get that. And who actually encourage these celebrities? We are journalists. We have desire that we can't afford. You see, that's where corruption starts from. So I agree with the lady who, I think, Yoko lady who was talking, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, she said it right. I agree with her totally. So it's journalists. I mean, please, journalists, stop turning around and say you are not part of it. And you, the same journalists, will come and say corruption. Check yourself first.
What more can the journalists do beyond reporting issues of corruption? We don't have prosecutorial powers. The people who have prosecutorial powers say they have taken it in good faith. What can journalists do?
Yeah, what a journalist can do, please, look what a society desires. Because we're talking about radio stations who has or TV stations who actually have some program shows on their station.
Right.
See what they feature. What does it tell to society? I see the journalists. If you listen to journalists, their desire, what they want, say, hey, now what can I do?
So I think the confusion here is journalists, and not every presenter is a journalist. So
you're right.
So and then not every programs person is a journalist. So that not everybody you hear on radio or TV is a journalist. So on Friday evening, for example, if Obi and Ponsa and Lexi come here, they won't come and talk about, they may use satire to tackle societal problems, but it doesn't make them journalists. So when we properly define who a journalist is, then we can paint them with a brush. So for example, I talk about corruption in a state-owned enterprise. I talk about bottles that have been exposed to at the mercy of the weather at Gayhawk. What else can I do? I've showed you pictures, I've showed you videos, I've showed you letters of procurement. If Yoko or whoever OSP is not acting, or Ghana police, everybody is not acting, what can the journalists do?
You're right. I always say that there's a difference between a presenter and a broadcaster. A broadcaster is a trained journalist. But you see, this radio station, that's why they're STIs. Actually, they should come out with details, that is the definitions of all these terms that we call. Because we promote these things. And we promote these celebrities. We promote this, we promote that. And they have desires that they can't afford. Just for instance, if you go to America, you see a superstar. He's using money to buy material things because he doesn't want the bank to tax him. You gonna own issue.
I hear you. Thank you very much indeed. Let's give other people an opportunity as well. Good morning. Sorry for holding you on. How are you, sir?
No problem, sir.
Yes, boss.
Johnny, how are you, my brother?
I'm fine, Papa. What's it then?
By the grace of God.
Fantastic.
Actually, when you relate it to the negatives happening in the country, will you be happy? You can't be happy. See, about this corruption, something they are talking about, journalists or media, there's little a media house can do. We have correct media guys who come out with certain negative that is happening in the system, like you. Others like what do you call it? This guy too at
Roland Walker is also there.
Yes, so many. So it's like you report, and the sitting government is not doing anything about it. What can you do? You understand? But others, they will just cover the news. They will just cover it. They will not even mention it.
Right.
I get to my point.
Right.
Now, let's just do this for Ghana to have a better place. Kick out the MPP government. Everyday corruption. To the extent that Martin Amidu described Nanado as what? Mother's effect of corruption.
Right.
He's out of the place. A new person has come. Kisi Ejabe. What did he say?
Right.
The system is not helping. Yes. The system is not helping. You understand me? Look at what happened at the public, what do you call it, the sitting, where we have this man as the chairman. You saw the deputy minister of finance when, what's the name, Sam George was trying to find out the age of the commissioner general, Reverend Amshadai. What was he doing there?
Okay.
What was preventing the man from answering that question? Deputy minister.
When she had signed a letter to say that nobody will be given a contract.
You see, it's too much for us. There are a whole lot of scandals like SML, BDS, Mackenzie, Frontiers, and all these things. In fact, we just have to kick them out.
All right. Thank
you.
Me
allow others to also
Thank you,
come
Papa. Grateful. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Johnny.
Hey, Unapo.
Hi, Johnny.
Fantastic. You know it. Talk to me.
Johnny, my own is with the institutions, especially IOCO, the police, and other stuff. In other jurisdictions, when stuff like this happens, they move in straight to go do the investigations. I mean, set aside. But here, they always wait for the president to tell them. They wait for the minister to tell them. They wait until the thing is, even with this, the plantation woman's own. It came into the media, but the case was in court, isn't it? Before OSP got into it. But if it were to be somewhere, they would have go in there and then start the investigation. But ours is different. It's always about the president telling people to move. So I asked the question, why are they there? If they're always waiting for the high authority to tell them to move into something. And that's our problem. Tiwa Dankwa speaking like this, for me, I don't believe in her. She has to, do something for me to trust her, because previously we've had her with, what's his name, A+, the girls who were killed or who were murdered. And today she's been given the opportunity to go and look into this woman's stuff. I don't think anything is coming out from it, frankly speaking. I don't think so.
Why?
And then the youth too. I mean, this condom thing, you hearing them, no condom. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Please, that thing is not funny. No condom, I don't do restrictions. When you have HIV or when you have whatever, then you see there are restrictions.
And then they will come and tell us to do fundraising for them.
Exactly. And then we're going to churches to pray also. Forgetting that when they were enjoying, then they would be now.
Why? Enough it go be. Good morning.
Johnny Hughes, what's the name?
Oh, yeah, Julie.
Hey, Akwaba.
So abandon.
EDI is fine. And congratulations for adding one.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's get back to business. Johnny, if you have a president who is a lawyer and has failed in fighting corruption, then how can we move on as a country? It's so sad. Enough of the corruption. The president has really failed Ghanaians. This is sad. Good morning.
Morning, Julie.
Hello.
Good morning.
Wait.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
This is Samuel from Medina.
Yes, I mean, from Medina. Talk to me.
Johnny, so I have said that the assumption of Nana Akufo-Addo government has changed our peaceful nature of democracy in this country.
Hey.
Okay? Yes. So, see the culture of violence across the length and breadth of this country. You can't, the culture of violence and corruption, you can't understand. Okay? So, I have no doubt in my mind that the good people of Ghana will show the MPP the red flag in December 2024 election, because the Nana Akufo-Addo has demonstrated clearly that when it comes to corruption, he's the grandfather of all corruption matters in this country. He's the grandfather.
Are you renaming the president?
Sorry?
Are you renaming the president?
No, because I'm speaking based on evidence. Okay, I'm talking based on evidence, because he has demonstrated clearly that if corruption has been perpetrated and their color is red, blue, white, Nana Akufo-Addo will set them free. So he's the grandfather of all corruption. What are you talking about?
Okay, I hear you. Thank you very much. We can't pick any more calls. We have to go. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. And here is a playback from Justice Clemens Honyenuga. Says corruption is as old as Adam. We cannot completely eradicate it. Listen to him at the vetting table.
It is as old as Adam. It is as old as Adam. It is as old as Adam, and it can never be eradicated. So we can do our best to reduce it. But we cannot completely eradicate corruption, because we are all human. And several measures have been taken, especially this NACAP, National Anti-Corruption Program, which started in 2015. A very, very laudable program. And as a result, all the institutions of state are all involved in this program. Corruption is, somebody says, it is as old as Adam. It is as old as Adam, and it can never be eradicated.
That's a member of our bench. It can never be eradicated. Should we give up? I don't know.
You see, he didn't mention Eve. Okay. Do with that what you will.
Anyway, my name is Johnny Hughes. I've been here with Helena Piampofo. Black Rasta is up next on your radio, but first, Noble Crosby Annan has all the news updates that you need. And then right after that, Black Rasta takes over your radio from 10 all the way till 2 p.m. with the Urban Blend Show, Coco Shonum, and all the segments that you love will be on your radio. In between 2 and 7 will also be Giovanni Caleb and AJ Sapon. And then between 5 and 6 will be Alfred Nene Akrofi Okanse with Hot Edition. Akofa will be on your radio with Wind Down. So the radio soon. See you tomorrow. Have a good morning.
It's running down.